Okay, let's fix this because I see the debate on TikTok and whatever. Listen, BBLs only stink the first 4 or 5 weeks of getting a BBL, and that's because we have to get these massages that squeezes all the drainage, the blood, the dead pus, the dead fat, whatever it's called, the lymphatic drainage. I don't know, I forgot what it's called, but they gotta take our stomachs and squeeze it down like a tube of toothpaste and squeeze all that bad shit out. Yes, it stinks. It's not like a bad smell like fish or anything. It's like I remember when I got my BBL, the person that I was with, she used to be like, it smelled like a BBL in here. So basically she would say it smelled like hospital, it would smell like blood, it would smell like, so yes, BBLs smell the first, couple of months, well, the first month or whatever, because of healing. But after that, it should not smell. So if your girl is like a year in or whatever, or a year at, 2 years in, and she smells, it's not her BBL. It's her. Okay? Get y'all shit together and educate yourself.
Do BBLs make people smell? And my answer is yes and no, like anything in life. So what are the reasons of why a BBL would smell? Well, really it goes back to anybody that has surgery. So in general, when you get anesthesia done, anesthesia uses some different types of gases with some fluorine in them, and that kind of smells a little bit funky. So as you breathe that off, it is a little bit of a weird smell. I would say it doesn't smell normal. The second thing is, as you are healing, especially in that acute period, your body is changing a little bit in its metabolic profile. So you will notice metabolic changes in smells. My best example of this is actually for people that diet. When they really push carbs way low, they'll actually get into something called ketosis, and they'll actually make ketones out of their fat, and they'll actually breathe that ketones off, and that actually makes a fruity smell. Some people like it, some people don't. The third reason that a lot of people are going to smell from liposuction is that liposuction drains a lot of fluid. It's very, very normal. Now, in some of that fluid is going to be blood, which specifically is going to be iron. And iron is so important to your body because it helps to capture and hold oxygen in hemoglobin, that you smell iron all the time. If you can smell it, you're like, that smells kind of like iron. My most common reason for why I think people think BBLs smell weeks out or months out from surgery is it's really just a hygiene issue. I think you have a bigger surface area to clean. It's just different. It's just a hygiene issue to clean, and that's it.
So, Dr. Mir, we're getting a few questions from some people on TikTok about the BBL smell. Can you tell us some information about that? Is that true?
This whole thing on TikTok talking about BBLs and BBL smelling, and I can tell you categorically 100%, getting a BBL does not mean you are going to smell afterwards. There are some reasons why you might smell after BBL, and these are what I believe people are talking about. Number one, after you get a BBL, the area where you transfer the fat into your backside can be pretty hard for people to get in and clean in the nooks and crannies and where the sun doesn't shine. And so sometimes it's just hygiene, and that could be a contributing factor to a smell. So it's better to continue with good hygiene. The second thing is people have this rumor where they say that you continue to leak grease after a BBL, which is categorically false. In days after any liposuction procedure, you can leak fluid, which is the fluid that we use to numb the area, but there is no leaking grease whatsoever. And finally, the most concerning thing is if you're smelling after a BBL, you have to rule out infection. And all of these things can be avoided if you pick a place that's reputable with board certified physicians. So I hope that helps debunk some of the BBL smell rumors.
So what do I believe the BBL smell comes from? Well, I believe that most likely it's due to personal hygiene. And if it's not due to personal hygiene, then the other potential cause of a bad smell after BBL is an infection, which hopefully is not true because that can be life-threatening. Or maybe they didn't wash their compression garment very often. Most patients who undergo this operation have to wear a compression garment for several weeks, sometimes longer after the operation. And they wear them oftentimes 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if you're not washing that garment regularly, it can stink. So I don't think that everybody who has a BBL smells bad. And one good example of somebody who I think had a BBL, and I don't think she smells bad, is Kim Kardashian. And take a peek at this video right up here where I go over what I think is going on with Kim Kardashian's rear end. And remember, eat real food, use clean skincare, and auto-rejuvenate before you operate.
You sign your life away. So in the paperwork that they give you, some of the things that were disclosed were like, if you get botched, you can't sue. If there was like a situation where you're losing a lot of blood and all we have available is blood with like HIV in it, we're using it.
Damn.
So I'm looking at this.
Why
like,
would they even have that available?
Well, because whatever they have
like,
available,
you know,
it's like literally
save your
whatever.
life?
Yeah.
I mean, whatever
Yes,
exactly.
sir.
So it's like
Fuck
I'm
you up a
looking.
different way.
I remember looking at this packet and I'm like, yo, I
That's
don't want to
crazy.
do this. I remember like calling my mom and I'm like, I'd had no idea that like this was all like this is what I'm signing because now I'm like second guessing myself. I'm like, this is scary.
They're setting me up for failure type shit.
Right.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, you know, I don't think I want to do it, but they don't give refunds.
Yeah,
so I'm
okay.
like, I'm already here. What's the worst that can happen? They also disclose like possibility that you could die.
Yeah.
But you're like, it wouldn't happen to me. Like, what are the
Yeah,
chances that it'll happen to
Of
me?
course, yeah.
So, sorry.
Do you mind disclosing the amount that you paid?
Sorry.
Do you mind disclosing the amount that you paid for that surgery?
So at
Or
the
was it cost or
time,
something like that?
yes. So at the time, 2021, my surgery was 7,000.
It's not that bad. I honestly thought it was way more.
Hold
than
on
that.
though.
Oh, okay.
Yes, me too. So that's another thing. I wish they would tell you like you save up all your money for $7,000, whatever. There is so much more after that you have to pay for. So like you need massages. You need a massage every single day for like the first month to like really to sculpt you, you know, because like you need draining, you need all that fluid to come out of your body, which is a whole nother process, which I like that I had no idea about. So these massages, they're about like $100 each.
Oh,
So if you need a massage every day, you're paying
3 racks.
Yeah.
It's not 3 racks.
And then on top of
no,
that,
that's not 3
I'm not.
100 times 33.
to 30.
It is.
Is it really?
It is $3,000.
I mean, a lot.
Men don't really understand women. BBL is something that everybody was like, these women don't need to be getting BBLs, but I mean, I feel like it's their woman body, they can do what they want to do.
It's like men always think the BBL's for them when it's sometimes it's for the women. Like it's not to be an image for the men all the time.
You telling me women getting those big old donkey asses for themselves?
For themselves, yeah.
Some of the women do get it done for the men, of course, because a lot of the women that I know that has got it done, they get it done because they want to start an OnlyFans or something. So yeah, I can see
For
them
the
doing
men.
it for the That's what I'm saying. Like they get it for the men, but it's a percentage of the women that get it for themselves.
For them percentage of women that get it for themselves. If men didn't exist on this earth, do you think that they would still go get a BBL?
Yes.
For what? What's the purpose then?
I mean, okay, so I want to get a breast reduction. I'm doing it for myself.
But that's a reduction. That's not the same thing. That's
I mean-
also for you. You probably going through pain. If you have big breasts,
No.
women, they back hurt.
But honestly, if I was to get a BBL though, I would get it for myself.
So what
like
would be the reason?
for myself, because not for no man.
Please like and subscribe. For real, subscribe.